Opening statement. It was just a tough loss for us this week. We played a real fine football team in Alcorn. They played us well. We didn't play that well this week. I thought we played a little bit better this week. From an offensive standpoint of view, I just don't think we played very good football. We just didn't. We made too many mistakes. They dominated our line up front, and they got after us pretty good. We got some points on the board. We did some good things, but they were late. And it just didn't give us anything. But I thought our defense played a little bit better, but we gave up too many big plays. I thought that hurt us. We had them in situations and we let them get out. We had them back at the 2 or 3 yard line minus, and they drive the length of the field, getting big plays and getting big first downs. And they just did a good job. We're getting better. The young guys are getting better. I thought we got a little bit tougher in the second half. We finally found something that we thought could work from a defensive standpoint of view, but by that time, they were just running the score up and doing some things of that nature, not intentionally running the score up. We were giving some of those scores away by just alignment and assignment. And so, I was a little disappointed. I just don't want our kids to get their dollars down. I mean, as better days ahead. We got 8 games to go. And I told them just that this morning. We're not going to point the fingers at anybody but ourselves, and that's the only people we can point the fingers at. We can't look outside. We can't look at what's around us. We got to look inside of ourselves, from every coach to every player, so we can come up out of this thing. There's no sense starting that finger blaming stuff because we won't win and we'll just be tearing ourselves down. And so I'm excited. I think the kids are still up. They're coming in 0-3. We're 0-3. It's a game in the East. And if you don't want this one now, you got a serious issue. And you can't get up for this one. There's a serious problem.
You started Scott as quarterback, and then everyone Thurston. Talk about the move from Scott to Thurston.
Well, we thought Thurston would, give us that little push that we needed, move the football. And he didn't do a bad job for a young guy. I think we kind of, we could have done some things to help him. I think we didn't do enough to help him have success. I think, in the past we may have not done the same for the other quarterbacks, and I don't want to flush any of them down. We're getting sacked, they're getting kind of itchy back there, running out of the pockets. They're not going through the progression as far as the reads are concerned, but maybe they're not getting the time that they need. I think we need to come up with another wrinkle or two to keep people at bay, or keep people off of us, screens and draws and different things of that nature, to make people respect what we're trying to do. Right now they're just kind of pouring 8 to 7 men rushing at one time, and it's hard to pick that up, and we got to get better at being able to pick up things like that.
Last week we just touched on Booker T. Washington. He had his first, I'm pretty sure it was his first touchdown on Saturday. Just talk about that running play.
Booker Chambers?
Yeah.
Yes, well, Booker did a fine job, and he's a great athlete, and I'm glad to see him get in the end zone. And be honest with you, he did a lot of that on his own. There wasn't a lot of great blocking. He's just a natural athlete, and he's going to score touchdowns, and we got to put the ball in there. As I said last week, we've got to get the balls in the hands of those guys that can make plays, and Booker's one of the guys, and Barron is one of those guys, and we got a few other guys that can make plays, but we just got to find a way to get them the football, and take it out of the hands of the quarterback being the main featured runner. We got guys like Stokes who can run the football at tailback, and he's a good back. Let's go ahead and, let's use these guys a little bit more rather than making a quarterback our featured runner. We don't have that quarterback that stepped up yet. They may not like this comment, but it's true. Not one of them has stepped up and became that kid that can drive this team to where we want it to go, and somebody's going to have to step up and take this team. At this point, I'm really disappointed that some of the quarterbacks that we were banking on have not stepped up and take that leadership role and taken over this team yet.
Is that probably your guys' biggest Achilles heel?
At this point, yeah, only because of the fact that they're missing checks and they're missing things, they're missing directional blocks. They're not taking the right read, they're not throwing to the open man. There's things that have been open out there, but they're starting to get antsy. They're looking into that offensive line rather than looking into where they should be looking. They're wondering who's going to break through to come through and things of that nature. And they can't do that to be a good quarterback. Either you're going to get out of the pocket or you're going to throw it and get through your progression. And then we haven't been doing that.
You mentioned last week about the schedule being top heavy, the beginning of it. Is it fair to get a a true gauge on this team? The fact that
Yes, I think it's good. I think we can hang in there with the most of them. We're coming out of games, with not a lot of injury or beaten up really, but we're letting too many big plays hit us. And when we crawl back into the game, what happens? We let them run a kickoff back or a punt back, and we never can draw closer near, because once we start drawing closer near, something happens or breaks and gives them a big play, and then it puts us back in where we started from. You see. But it's going to come a time where those things aren't going to happen. We're not going to get that long kickoff or that long punt return, or when we're coming down in a lazy mode. We're going to have to come down hungry at all times, and sometimes we're just not coming down the way we should. I don't know what it is, or we're getting too tired. We got to move some guys off of those special teams. We got to play starters on those special teams, or what? Right now, we're trying to give the starters as much rest as possible. Defense is on every special team there is, almost. And so we're trying to give them a rest, but doing that may be killing us, in the long run, and letting up big plays. We just may have to suck it up and send our first string down there on punts and kickoffs and say, hey, regardless, we're going to do this, and then start shuffling in fresh guys, as the game goes on. Because if our freshmen can't do it going down, and we're going to get punished that way, then we can't afford to send them down any further.
Too, that you've been around the game for a long time. Maybe where does this moment rank as far as just trying to get things turned around?
I'm not let down about this moment. I was told that you got to have a test in order to have a testimony. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's true. We're being tested right now. And a lot of times is your story becomes your glory. And I honestly believe that. I believe that we have to go through these things in order to get where we got to go. And so I believe this team is the team. I believe these young guys and this group of guys can make Valley what we want it to be. I think that we just got to keep working with them and not give up on them, because they are trying their heart out. But every now and then, but they're young, and it's not natural to them. That field is 100 miles long and 100 miles wide right now to a lot of guys. And it's tough when you're out there playing on a real big field, and that field is not condensed. A lot of these teams coming in, the field's condensed for them. It's too small, But for us right now, it's a travel. It's a mile long, And so we just got to get comfortable out there. We play well in practice, but we get in the game and get a little nervous or get a little tense, and don't look the same. It just doesn't look the same. We just got to be able to get out there and play and play our game. Play our game and be happy playing our game. And we're not. Right now, we're pressing, trying not to make mistakes. We're pressing not to not do things. Go in and play and have fun. I'm not going to be mad at you if you're going 100 miles an hour. Just go out there and have fun. Right now they want it so bad. They don't want to let down. They want to win so bad that they're, you're tight. You know what I mean? And we can't play like that. We gotta let them relax and have fun. And that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to let them have some fun.
How much weight is on this game coming against Alabama State? We're looking for a win. They're looking for one. Same time, you have a young team and also a quarterback who's not stepped up. How much weight is on this game?
It's a big game for us. I'm looking for that breakout game for us. We're due for a breakout game, and if this is what a great time to have it at home here against a team that hadn't tasted the sweet taste of victory. That's off there in the worst way. So what better time to come in and get a win? It's an Easter game too. It's going to keep us ranked in the Eastern race out there if we get this win. It's a big game for us. There's no doubt about it. It has a lot of weight. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to this football staff. We all want to win. We're all sleepless nights. I didn't sleep a wink last night. On how to address the team this morning. And so we want to make sure that we're saying the right things to keep them from pointing the fingers at each other and keeping their dollars up. There's no sense getting down. I mean, this is life. This is real life. It's not, things in life are not going to go your way all the time. And they got to understand. They got to keep on pushing.
What do you think it's going to take for them to sort of have that aha moment?
I think just not us knowing that we still believe in them. I think sometimes kids start thinking that the coach, everybody stop believing in us, and they start taking on that trait as well, and I think that aha moment's got to come by the way we handle practice, by the way we're doing things this week, how the way we build up to this game will make that aha moment. They're extensions of the coaches and how we accept things, but they're looking at us, at every meal. They're looking at us at every move we make. And so we got to make sure that we're having a continued aha moment as we're working with them this week, and not, saying things that are going to be a damper to their enthusiasm, because we don't want to do that. We want to build them. We don't want to destroy them.
Any PM work on Alabama State yet that you've seen?
I'm looking at them now before I came over to this meeting. They're a good football team. They do a good job, and they can run, and they got a good quarterback. They do some good things defensively. They're going to be aggressive. Like any other team, they're probably going to send a lot of pressure on us because we haven't been able to pick up a lot of pressure just yet. But I think that I see some flaws too that we can get on. I see that I think we can throw on them a little bit. I think we can run on them and up inside. I think they're tough, but I think they got about 3 guys who are man dogs. But the other guys are basically guys who are second teamers that got some time to play now, and I think we can take advantage of some of that talent because they're not. I don't think they excel in defensive talent.